Hey everybody, John Franklin Reviewer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel here and another movie review. I'm very happy and excited about this movie here. I don't know if even a lot of people even know about this movie, but I always do spoiler-free videos most of the time as it is here. But anyways, let's get ourselves right into it and let's see how much fun I may have actually had with this movie. Final Exam is actually about a killer on a college campus killing college kids. Pretty simple. On to the likes. Well, the first thing I got to talk about, let's get some of the easier stuff out of the way. Everybody is well acted in this movie here. I really do like the script. I really do like that it was directed very well. There are a decent amount of times that it's very funny. I'm not saying it's an entire horror comedy, but there are times that I've chuckled a lot more in this movie than other actually horror comedies. I will definitely say that I really enjoyed the deaths in this movie. The ones that they do show. That the way that this starts off, this is such an 80s cliche where you got a man and a woman making out in his car. They hear some noises and they're about to leave, and then what happens? But the killer comes out and just stabs them like in the stomach, stabs them in the chest a couple times there, and then we move on, get the credits going on, and we move on to another school that this killer is going to come to. Now, thinking about the killer, he doesn't wear a mask. They do show his face. It's more what the director wants to show, because sometimes he might just be walking past some trees and you might barely see his hair, his face, and it's just you see a bunch of leaves. He was just a typical psycho killer. That's all it was. He doesn't even have a name. It just actually says killer at the end of the credits there. And I just liked him. You know, just a plain and simple guy who's just like, you know what, I'm going to go kill a bunch of college kids. Now, some of the characters I want to talk about is I want to talk about a character named Courtney. Now, this is going to be a little baffling to maybe some of you guys here, because it's really tough to explain exactly what I like about her. It's just one of those things where sometimes you could just like a character and not really even know exactly why. I mean, as I mentioned about the acting, she does a good job. She's just a plain young lady out of college there trying to graduate like everybody else there. But I don't know, it's just something about her I can't put my finger on, but I really do like her. Another character is Ration. Now, I'm not too sure if it's spelled with one D or two, but the thing is that this is a brilliant nerd. I mean, he even calls himself brilliant, doesn't call himself a nerd a couple times throughout the movie. Now, he's one of these characters who, for most of the time, he is cool, calm, and collect. There are times where he does get freaked out. When he sees a dead body, he does get scared, but it just seems like, just like this, he turns it right back on, that he can be cool, calm, and collect. And then the last one I want to talk about is a character named Wildman. Now, the best way to talk about this guy is that he reminds me of Biff from Back to the Future, except this movie came out 4 years before Back to the Future. So I wouldn't be surprised if even a little bit of this character they threw in for Biff. You never know. But another thing about this character that I will give away, I guess in the spoiler part of this, is that he does die because he is like a bully. He is definitely an asshole. He gets the best satisfying death that you're actually cheering on the bad guy to take him out. That's how much I'm like, oh, this guy is so annoying, but I like him for who he is. The guy plays the part very well. So, but whenever he gets his upcomings, I'm like, yes, that is like the best feeling when I'm watching this movie. And then the final like I got to throw out is no open ending. I mean, maybe they actually knew that this was going to be a one and done movie. The way that it ended, I thought actually just worked out perfectly. It didn't stay its welcome. You got your credits going on. Time to go home. And now on to the dislikes. Well, the first thing I got to talk about is there is this guy, I think his name is Gary, and he is getting hazed by his attorney brothers. And what happens is he gets himself tied up to a tree. They put whipped cream all over him. They pretty much strip him down to his underwear, and they put ice cubes down in his pants. I'm like, ugh, that always would get to me. Now, there is a female character in here. She's only in it like maybe 3 scenes, 4 tops, and she has got to be so annoying. Think about Shelly from Friday the 13th Part 3. Even though he's in it a lot more in that movie, and she's only in these 3 or 4 scenes, I feel like that even her 3 or 4 scenes almost equal the entire time Shelley is in Friday the 13th Part 3 there. So it definitely gets to me. And then the last thing I want to talk about, there is a long stretch, and I would say mostly in Act 2, that there are not a lot of deaths in this scene. Kind of chapter. There were a decent amount of characters that still could have died in this movie, that could have really made this movie much, much better than what we got out of it, even though I had a fun time with this. Okay, so Final Exam, I'm going to go 3.5 out of 4 stars. Now, Final Exam, is this a movie that you actually have seen by chance? And if you have, give me a comment down below. And for everybody else out there, definitely give this movie a shot. It really is pretty good. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.